here we'll move to the Pacific Division, and a team that a lot of I'm a big advanced stats guy in baseball, and so like I've tried to read into that in hockey as well. I know some guys have told me, hey, it doesn't really apply. Like it's just luck of the bounce and that kind of thing. It doesn't quit looking too much into it. But I noticed a lot of the advanced stats community seems to really hate on the Vancouver Canucks, and they're the next team on our list here. Currently sitting third place in the Pacific Division, 14-7-1, 29 points on the year. But I'll let Luke go ahead and take over and break them down a little bit.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so definitely some big transactions since the deadline last year. Trading away Bo Horvat, getting Anthony Beauvillier back, along with, I believe it was a 2023 first-round draft pick. They ended up getting Hronik over during the offseason, and I mean he's been something special for them. Casey DeSmith signed a backup goaltender. He's been playing really well. I think before last night's game he was sitting a little bit over two goals against per game. They tried it out last year with Oliver Ekman-Larsson. It didn't work out, so they bought him out. And they traded away Luke Shen and Tanner Pearson as well. Looking at the numbers, last year versus this year, the offense is rolling right now. They're first in the league, and this was coming into Saturday. So this was before last night's game against San Jose. They were scoring over 4 goals a game. That's a recipe for success right there. They're letting in less than 2.5 goals a game. The power play is getting at a 29% clip. They're high octane. They're scoring goals, and the headline says it all. It's Demko. It's Demko and Co. I mean, he's been playing at a really high level this year, and that's what's gotten them into this third spot.
I'm personally buying hard on the Canucks. I don't buy the necessarily advanced analytics. I get it if you're talking about playoffs, you need a full team effort in the playoffs, and if a star gets shut down, maybe they don't make a big playoff run. I don't see a scenario, barring injuries, where the Canucks don't make the playoffs. You got 2 star forwards, a star defenseman, and a star goaltender leading the way. We've seen that formula before in a lot of other teams. I just, unless something happens and all these guys managed to get hurt midway through the season, I just don't see a scenario where the Canucks don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm buying as well. Plus 32 goal difference is what sticks out to me. It's crazy numbers. They've taken care of business against the teams that they have to, and they get to play some pretty easy opposition in the Pacific. I don't see a world where they're not buyers.
Yeah, I agree with we're going to have a clean sweep here, it seems like. 22 games played, that's a pretty substantial number of games, and you're at the quarter pole for the season. They'd have to really, really crash hard the rest of the way not to make it. 89% chance to make the playoffs right now on Money Puck. So I'm buying that the Canucks are going to be in.
Yeah, Dan, we'll make it 4 for 4. I'm buying here too. One of the things I wanted to note too, and kind of tip my hat to the front office there. A lot of talk going into the deadline last year about moving JT Miller. They decided not to do that, and JT Miller, I think, he's been a top fantasy player, and he's been a top player in the NHL. And he does it on both ends. He's a great offensive weapon, and he's got a great stick in the defensive zone as well.
I never got the sense Vancouver truly wanted to trade Miller. I always just got the sense they were posturing to see if anybody would wildly overpay.
They didn't move him, and it's just a great move by Vancouver there.
100%.